A cucumber vine can look strong in the morning and collapse by noon. The leaves droop, the stems bend, and the plant seems to be dying fast. Do not pull it out at once. Check the soil first. If it is dry several inches down, water stress may be the cause. If the soil is moist and the wilt does not ease, bacterial wilt moves higher on the list. Water stress is simple but serious. Cucumber roots stay near the soil surface, so hot sun, dry wind, or mist watering can drain the plant quickly. Give the root zone a slow, deep drink, then watch the leaves through the cool part of the day. A thirsty plant often begins to lift again. Bacterial wilt usually does not. The plant keeps fading, even when the soil has enough water. The next clue is on the leaves. Look for small holes, chewed edges, or yellow spots. These marks may point to cucumber beetles, small striped or spotted insects that feed on young cucumber leaves and stems. The feeding wound is not the only danger. A beetle can carry the bacteria that cause bacterial wilt from one plant to another, turning a tiny bite into a crop-wide problem. Plant pathology is the study of how plant diseases begin, spread, and damage living tissue. In bacterial wilt, the bacteria enter through feeding wounds and move into the plant's water tubes, called xylem. These tubes carry water from the roots upward. The bacteria clog that flow, much like mud blocking a narrow pipe. The leaves wilt because water can no longer reach them. A useful field test can add evidence. Cut a wilted stem near its base, then place the cut end in a clear glass of water. If cloudy strands stream from the stem, bacterial blockage is possible. This test is not perfect, and other diseases can look similar. Still, it helps guide your next choice. Never treat every wilted cucumber as if it has the same cause. The roots tell another part of the story. Dig gently beside the plant and feel the soil, not just the surface. Wet, heavy soil can starve roots of air, while dry soil leaves them unable to take up water. Improve drainage with compost worked into the bed before planting, but do not pile fresh compost against the stem. Healthy roots need moisture, air, and room to grow. One collapsed plant can change the whole bed. Cucumber beetles may move from a weak vine to nearby squash, melons, or other cucumber family crops. Walk the bed each morning and inspect the undersides of leaves, where beetles may hide. Hand-pick them into soapy water when the number is small. A quick check each day is often more useful than a late rescue after the insects multiply. When bacterial wilt is strongly suspected, remove the plant with care. Seal the vine in a bag before carrying it across the garden. Do not leave infected pieces on the soil, and do not add them to home compost. Clean pruners with household disinfectant between cuts and between plants. These steps may feel harsh, but one sick vine is easier to manage than a chain of new infections. A common mistake is to keep watering a plant that has lost its water tubes to bacteria. More water cannot wash the bacteria out. It can make the bed soggy and weaken healthy roots nearby. Water at the soil line, early in the day, and let the surface dry slightly between deep waterings. Good watering supports healthy plants, but it cannot cure bacterial wilt. The raised bed also needs a simple perimeter. Row covers are light fabric barriers placed over hoops or directly over the crop. They block cucumber beetles while letting air, light, and water pass through. Secure the edges tightly, because one open gap can become an entry point. Put covers in place soon after planting, before beetles find the tender leaves. Row covers must come off when cucumber flowers need visits from bees. Without pollination, a plant may grow leaves but produce few fruits. Remove the cover when flowers open, or uncover the plants for the needed part of the day. This small timing choice protects the crop from beetles without cutting it off from its natural partners. Season planning lowers the pressure next year. Rotate cucumbers away from the same bed when possible, especially after a serious wilt problem. Rotation does not erase every beetle, because insects can fly in from nearby gardens, but it reduces the chance that the same plant family faces the same problems in the same soil. Choose a fresh bed with good sun and steady drainage. Strong growth begins before the first beetle arrives. Add finished compost to build soil structure, but avoid heavy nitrogen feeding. Too much nitrogen can create soft, leafy growth that attracts pests and delays fruit. Mulch with clean straw or another safe material to slow moisture loss and reduce soil splash. Keep mulch a little away from the stem so the base stays dry and open. The leaves can also reveal the cost of delay. A cucumber under stress may stop setting fruit, shed small flowers, or produce misshapen cucumbers. A plant fighting bacterial wilt can fail before the harvest reaches its peak. That is why early scouting matters. You are not only saving one vine, you are protecting the weeks of growth, water, labor, and hope invested in the whole bed. Did you know cucumber beetles can be hard to spot because they move when disturbed? Check slowly, especially in the morning, and look under leaves and near flowers. Bright yellow sticky traps can help show whether beetles are present, though traps alone may not protect the crop. Use any pest control product only as its label directs, and protect bees by avoiding open flowers. Do not mistake every yellow leaf for bacterial wilt. Older leaves can fade from age, poor roots, low light, or uneven watering. Wilt is about lost firmness, not color alone. Compare several plants and note the pattern. One plant collapsing beside healthy neighbors suggests a local problem. Many plants fading together points more toward weather, watering, roots, or a wider soil issue. Keep a small garden record. Write down when the wilt began, how wet the soil felt, whether beetles were present, and which plants were removed. This turns worry into evidence. The next season, those notes can guide planting dates, row cover timing, and bed choice. Good growers are not perfect detectives. They are patient observers who learn from each clue. A collapsing cucumber is a hard sight, but it is also a clear lesson in cause and effect. Test the soil before guessing. Search for beetles before blaming the weather. Protect young plants with row covers, remove likely infected vines, and keep the bed clean. With steady care, one failed plant does not have to define the harvest. The garden can recover, and your next crop can begin with stronger roots and better evidence. The more you understand your garden, the bigger your harvest can become. Subscribe to the Infinite Harvest, and keep growing.